क्या बोलते public? Good evening. Welcome to the channel. Well, just before we begin this video, I would like to give a big shout out to Bushka. For the people who don't know him, I would request you to go onto YouTube, search for Bushka. He has great content when it comes to PUBG Mobile. You can get a lot of tips and cues from his videos and you can incorporate it in your game. Now, coming back to our video,
Bring up voice chat.
if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I would request you to please do so. I try to come up with great content, great gameplays in duos and squads all the time. Now today we're going to have a gameplay which is a duo gameplay, and I'm playing with a random. So we hot dropped into Pochinki. I'm expecting a lot of people to come out at Pochinki, but it doesn't happen to be so. It's pretty mild, but the start is really intense. So while we are landing, we do happen to scout and see if there are any people. It's a good idea to always do so that you understand and know where exactly your enemies are and where exactly are they getting down in the location where you are landing. Alright, now while we are going down, I see that there are a couple of guys right in front of us. Just about as I'm going to go into the compound onto the left, because I really don't know how does my teammate play, so I'm just trying to play it a little safe here. I go into the next building understanding that he's going to take that, but then he lands up in my building. So all I end up with is a shotgun, and I was just about to go ahead and see what kind of loot do I find on top, and I see that he comes down with a Uzi, so I know that this building is taken. So I try to make my way into the next building, and he's already in there. So I knew for a fact that there was another squad that entered into the same compound as we did. So as soon as we go on top, my teammate tries to take shots at them and gets instantly knocked out. And I take this little pillar that is at the entrance, so that just in case they do enter, I can try to take shots at them. I managed to get one knock on that great shot, and this guy starts spraying me with an M416, and I get him down as well with the shotgun. Shotgun is a really powerful weapon in close range, and if you know how to use it, well, there's not much that can beat you. So that's a key tip for you. Now I'm just trying to go through Pochinki, trying to see what I get. I have guns which I can live by. I try to get this bot which is right in front, but this guy on the other end takes him. My teammate takes him down, and I see that there is another guy sneaking up from the back, so I instantly take him down. So I end up with a kill. Here we are almost done with Pochinki, but by the PUBG God's grace, we get another kill which improves our KD. So guys, no matter which lobby you're playing in, you will always find bots, and if you do have a free kill, well, go for it. That will always help you to improve your KD. And then we take the buggy, we are moving out. We see that there was a flare somewhere very close to the farm area, so we head off to that direction and say if we could take them down. And this becomes really interesting over here, because I wanted to take the squad house, because you can have multiple ways to get out of sticky situations from it. So it's really nice to actually have a squad house to yourself while you're trying to attack an enemy. Now my teammate yet again, he tries to take some shots at those guys. Those guys have already got their flare guns. They have an M249 and an AWM. The moment he takes a shot from the window, he knocks him down with an AWM. So I understand that this guy is not pretty much. I do not know how did he manage to get the shot on me, but I got hit instantly. I tried to take a few shots, none of them connect. I revived my teammate. I held up. Now I know for a fact that they're going to throw a lot of grenades in the house. I thought that they were going to be coming into our squad house, but they don't. They go into the side building. So the moment I realize that, what I do is I go on top of the roof so that I can avoid any nades and mollies that they could throw upon us, and I could have a better position on them. Now I'm trying to see whether they are downstairs, trying to understand if I could get a better view on them, but I can't seem to do that. Now my teammate again jumps along with me, and he comes onto the rooftop as well. The moment he does, he gets knocked again. So I take shots. I know that this guy is going to jump down to confirm, so I immediately take shots at him and get him knocked. Now before I, revive my teammate, I throw in a grenade just to see if I could confirm both the kills, because I'm sure that they would be also wanting to get their member up. I try to go and see what loot they have, but I realize that my teammate is really bleeding out quickly. So I ask him to jump down, I revive him, and then we go about looting them. We get the best of guns. I go and loot them. I get the M249, I get the AWM, and it was, from here the game gets even more interesting, because now I have managed to get kills with shotguns, with SMGs. Now I'm moving on. Now I have a machine gun, and I have an AWM, which is the god gun of PUBG. Now while we're making a move, we are trying to see where exactly the circle is, and I just happen to mark, so that it gives me a direction of where I want to head. While we are scouting the area, I see that there's going to be a car right ahead, and there are people who got down from the car. The moment they saw our car coming in, one of those guys just happened to get prone. That's the worst idea that you could possibly have. I just run the car over him, I get a knock, I rotate around, and the moment I rotate around, my teammate manages to secure the second guy, and manages to get him out of commission. Now once we're finished with looting, okay, let's go in for some action. I see that there is a lot of firing happening at school. The moment I get the car in, all squads, all sort of things start happening. They start taking shots at a car. I rotate behind at the very edge of the zone, and I take this building. We claim this building. We are trying to see where exactly they are. Now I knew for a fact that there was at least one guy with a Groza up ahead in one of the buildings to our east, to our west, sorry. So I just wait for a second, I heal up, I try to see if anybody is entering our building. It's always good to secure. You always tend to have more time than what you think. So take your time. You don't get into a panic situation. That's where you start to make mistakes. So play it cool, play it calm. Now we're just trying to see if there are any people in the building beside us, and to our benefit, I do manage to get eyes on the guy who is on the opposite side. So on this building, I see that there is a guy. I cook the grenades. I just don't throw it, so that gives him an opportunity to run. So I cooked the grenade and threw it. Instantly, I got a knockout. I said, this is the time to rush. Now I knew for a fact that his teammate would want to revive him, but that's the first tendency. The moment you have a teammate down, people generally want to revive them. So I knew that this is the right time to rush. He was trying to revive his teammate, and I got him. So my teammate joins me in my building. We're trying to take positions. We're trying to rotate. It's always important that you never stay in one place for too long. You get a hold of the positions of your enemies, and you always rotate accordingly. Keep a move on. Now the moment I come into this window, I see that there are two guys at that little wall out there, and I see one of these guys' head, and I said, alright, this is my shot, this is my cue, and I take him down with the AWM. That was an instant knock. Now I know for a fact that his friend is out there, and he's getting shot from the building right in front of him. So I know for a fact that we have people still on our left. So I mark enemies ahead for my teammate just in case he can secure the kill, but he cannot. There is a smoke, but I think while the smoke was put in by the other guy, he's engaged with that guy right in front. So his teammate who I knocked comes out of the smoke, and I get the kill. Now I'm trying to talk to my teammate. I'm trying to tell him that should we move on to the next building, because his voice chat is off. Now that's a really sad thing, guys. This happens a lot when you play with randoms, and even with your friends for the matter of fact, that they tend to keep their mic off. This is an interactive game. It is important that you talk. It is important that you tell your teammate what you're doing, you can have an understanding of what he is doing or what your teammates are doing. So it's important that you always have your mics on so that you can, make an understanding and try to get what exactly is going through the other person's head. All right. Now, while we're doing this, I'm trying to say that shall we move buildings? We know for a fact that there are people ahead. Let's clear them. The zone is going to close down on us anytime. So we move on to this building. We see that this building is clear. I try to make ways for a better position so that I could see if I could get any shots on the guy who's exactly in front. So while I'm at it, I see that this building is secure. There are no enemies over here. So I make my way again to the building right in front, because I know for a fact just ahead that building there is an enemy, and he is taking people down left, right and center. And if you see, there are not many people alive, so you know what, I take the chance. I go in, I secure the window, I try to see whether I could find him. Now, when you are in the apartments, it is always important, very well, and I get the kill. It's always important that you never stand in between, because you give your enemies multiple views to actually get you. It's always good to have one corner so that you can have the area covered. Now, when I'm looking at the map, I see that there are only 4 alive, which is me and my teammates. So there is just another duo that is alive. So I don't want to take the risk. Normally this happens with a lot of people, that they want to take center zone while the zone is really small. That's not a good practice. You always want to take hold of one edge, and where you have a good view upon your opponents, and where the chances of you getting knocked are little, but for you to get a knock is easier. So I rotate the entire circle and I come to the right corner over here, park the car. I say I don't need the car, I don't want to rush into my enemies, because I'm not confident of my teammate. He's been knocked multiple times in this match, so I want to secure the chicken dinner here. So I scout, I try to see if I could have a better position. Am I able to spot anybody? Not yet, I do not. So I move downwards. I say let's get a little more into the zone, so just in case the zone closes on me, and if I have to move ahead, I don't have much ground to cover. So you can see I'm right at the edge. I'm not very very much in the center of the circle. I'm at the edge. It's always a good idea to be not at the edge, not at the center, maybe 30% inside the circle. So when the circle does move ahead, you don't have much grounds to cover. And immediately over here, there is a guy snaking around. I did happen to see him, but I couldn't spot him. He gets my guy, and I try to smoke and get to him, but since my teammate has been knocked out multiple times, he bleeds out pretty quickly. I'm waiting for the smoke to come out so that I can get through him, but the smoke takes a little longer than expected. The moment I want to go to him, I see that he's already dead. So I try to check with my teammate that my teammate did a good job on marking where exactly the enemy is. I had the AWM inside with me, so I said might as well use it to good benefit. I got that guy knocked out. He was crawling into the stone, was trying to get to some cover so that his teammate could revive him. I said no, that's not happening today. I instantly confirmed. Now, the tree right in front of me, I thought I had seen someone over there just for a moment, but I missed it. So I say, you know what, let's play the waiting game. We're not in a hurry, we're still in the circle. So I take my time. I try to throw a dummy smoke just to see if I see any movement whatsoever. But he doesn't do any movement, he doesn't give me any movement. So I cannot actually confirm whether he's on that tree or not, or he's at that tree or not. So I see that the zone is really closing in, and it's closing in quickly. I got about 53 seconds. I'm looking from left to right, trying to understand what could be the possibility of him where exactly could he be, what are the possibilities. I'm scouting the area left, right, and I don't really see him. Eventually, I understand that this guy is sitting with a ghillie and he was behind that tree itself, which was right in front. So when I am 20 seconds out, I make a dash for that little rock that I see right in front. I don't want to dash right in, directly or straightforwardly. I have checked the left area, I've checked the right, so he's definitely not there. He's definitely at the tree. So I try to rotate a little to ensure that I have the time to get to cover, and you're going to just see that in a bit, because that guy takes multiple shots at me, none get connected. That's the beauty of rotation, so that you always are in cover. Whenever you're taking fights with the enemy, it is important that you have cover. Otherwise, there's no point of getting shot out right in the open. The possibilities are extremely high that you will get shot and not your enemy, because he got eyes on you. So I immediately, now over here I try to molly him, but the moment I do that, he jumps and he comes to get me. And get my peak off my screen, and it became really difficult. I thought that I was going to lose it, but I managed to clutch it.